thing I've learned is that a lot of people want change. A lot of people want transformation. But the reality of it is that transformation always takes place in the mind. Be renewed in the mind. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind, which means that if there is going to be a shift, there must first be a shift in your mind. There must be a Hey, what's going on, everyone out there in the Facebook world? What's happening, family? What is happening? What's happening? I am so excited to be with you on this Tuesday night for Shift Live. I'm excited about your life. I'm excited about your destiny. I'm excited about your future. I'm excited about everything that God has for you because I believe this and I'm declaring it. And I hope that you're declaring it. This is going to be your year of fertile ground. This is the year that you'll produce at levels that you could never imagine. That's going to blow your mind. So again, thank you. I'm Tori. If you don't know who I am, I'm Pastor Tori. I'm Tori and Pastor. I am CEO of Go Next Global. I am an author, and just my whole mission. I learned a new word to identify who I am. I learned a new word today, and that word is pastorpreneur. I am your pastorpreneur. And my whole goal is to take high-level leaders, entrepreneurs, influencers, transform the mind so you can shift from your now to your next. Your now is where you're stuck. Your next is where you're going. Move into your next in your life, your business, and your relationships, making you 80% more productive and profitable. What would your life be like if you were just 80%, not even 100, but 80% more productive? Not only that, and profitable. My goodness, I know it would be crazy. Here's what I need you to do for me right now. As we jump into this, couple of things. I need you to go ahead and get on and let me know that you are watching. Let me know where you're watching now. Christopher, I see you, my brother. What is happening? What is going on? What's going on? Yes, we're playing full out. That's it. Yes. So, hey, let me know where you're watching from. Let me just tap in, say something, what country, what state, whatever. Let me know. Second thing I need you to do, I need you to go ahead and be an evangelist tonight. And I need you to go ahead and push that share button because what we're going to talk about tonight, somebody out there needs to hear. Not only you, but some of your friends, some of your family. They need to hear what this message tonight is going to do for your future and your destiny. Hey, Elder Linda, what is going on? What's going on? And again, welcome to the Shift Live. Listen, this show this year is going to be so powerful. I'm already lining up some speakers that are unbelievable to come in and just have conversation with me on this broadcast. So, hey, I want you to be prepared. Every Tuesday night at 8:00, we'll be right here live, right here on my page, on my ministry page. And so again, thank you. Make sure you're sharing and liking and hearting it up and all that stuff. Hey, my brother Larry, what's happening? Hey, Charity, what's going on? So glad that y'all have joined me today. Now, remember, before I get into just what I want to share briefly with you, I want you to remember that we do have the book Go Next. All right. If you haven't got this book, helping you shift from your now to your next in life, business, and relationships, I need you to go get this book. This year, we're going to make this book a bestseller. Okay. This book is about to jump up to the bestseller list. I need you to go get it. If you already have it, go get it again and give it to some people and then tell them to go buy it, right? Just to pay it forward to go buy it. But this book right here is absolutely phenomenal. There's content in here that, man, I'm telling you, this stuff right here. I was reading the book the other day because, I've been doing some podcasts and some stuff. So I wanted to go back through the book and read it. And I was looking at some of the chapters and some of the pages that I was reading through. And I was underlining. I was highlighting and underlining stuff whoa, that's big. Oh, my goodness. I need to apply that. So I need you to go get this book, Go Next, right here. Go to Amazon and get the book. Or you can go to gonextglobal.com. gonextglobal.com. Let's see if I can put Go Next Global up. Boom. There we go. gonextglobal.com. You can go there as well, and you can get the book there. Another thing that I want to, before I get started, to just give you all the opportunity to take advantage of is I do what we call Decree School of Ministry. And so, Decree School of Ministry is all about helping ministers, leaders really understand how to present their message, how to present the message. So, there's some things I'll be doing that will be where you can join into programs. But this weekend, starting Friday at 7 o'clock p.m., I am doing a speaker masterclass for Go Next. I mean, for the Decree School of Ministry. And listen, what we're going to do is we're going to help you become a dynamic speaker to be able to create clarity around your content and just present your message that moves the masses. So we're going to talk about crafting your signature message. In other words, what is the message that you're mandated to preach, right? Excuse me, the message that you're mandated to deliver. So we're going to help you discover that. And this over this weekend. So it'll be Friday at 7 p.m. and it will be there we go. It'll be Friday at 7 p.m. and it'll be Saturday from 10 to 3. So we're gonna get out and we're gonna get busy. We're gonna talk about studying the Bible, proper ways to study in order to develop content. All of that stuff is going to be happening between Friday and Saturday. Now, normally this class is $497, and actually, eventually by the end of the year, I'll be at $1497. But right now, I'm still in the mode of anybody wants to be a part of that class, and you have until Friday. But anybody wants to be in that class, I'm taking $400 off, which means it's only $97 for Friday and Saturday for those 2 days for this master class. And it is going to be, as a matter of fact, it's going to be so incredible that the content you'll learn will not only will it help you in ministry, but it'll help you in the marketplace. You'll be able to advance from not just preaching in the pulpit, but you'll be able to go out and deliver in the marketplace at crazy levels. Yes, Kelly, it's gonna be absolute fire. All right. I look forward to seeing you in the class. So anybody else wants to join it, here's what I want you to do, because I have a special link for those who move fast and want to get in on the $97. If you just inbox me and let me know that you want in, I'm going to send you the link and you can go ahead and become a part of that masterclass for Friday and Saturday. I'm pumped about it. I am stoked about it. Listen, let's jump into some content, because I believe God really has something that he wants to share with you today, based on some stuff that I've been meditating on, just kind of thinking about. And I want to share my thoughts that God dropped in my mind with you today. Praise the Lord. So let's go to work. Now, I'm going to read Matthew chapter 7, verse number 17. Matthew chapter 7, verse number 17. I'll read it, and then we're going to unpackage this a little bit from maybe a different angle than you've seen it before. So let's look at Matthew chapter 7. Thank you, Charity. It is online. So it's actually not in person. It is online. So you can be a part of the class. We're going to be on Zoom. We'll be online, but it's going to be live and it's going to be fire, right? Live is going to be fire. So yes, it is online. So definitely let me know if you want to be a part of that class, and I'll send you the information. So Matthew chapter 7, verse number 17. Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by their fruit, you will know them. Therefore, by their fruit, you will know them. Now, for those that are Bible scholars and theologians, I want to make sure you understand Matthew chapter 7, I understand, is dealing with this particular portion of it is dealing with false prophets. It says, beware of false prophets. And it goes into this of dealing with bearing fruit. However, I don't want to deal with that aspect of it. I want to deal with the principle of the tree and the fruit. I want to deal with the principle, because in the text, there's a principle used to bring clarity to the concept of understanding bad prophets. But I want to speak about the principle of bearing fruit, the principle of bearing fruit, because here's the reality that we are all designed and created to bear fruit. That we're like, you're here to bear fruit. Many of you have heard me quote Genesis over and over again. Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, subdue and replenish and subdue and have dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, the cattle upon the ground, thing that creepeth upon the face of the earth. So we are by design created to bear fruit. As a matter of fact, all living creation is designed to bear fruit. Genesis chapter 1, verse number 11 or so talks about that that God created the tree, and with every tree was the seed that was within itself, that so that it could reproduce after its kind, right? It could reproduce after its kind. So, meaning then that every one of us on this earth, our mission, our goal, our desire should be fruitfulness. Not, listen, not just having a career. That's cool, and you should, but the big focus is fruitfulness. Not just having a job, it's fruitfulness. Not just doing stuff, right? Not just doing work or activity, it's fruitfulness. That ultimately, when we look at our life, right, and we're about to break this thing down, this fruitful thing. When we look at our life, and we can say there is fruit. Because the Bible says that you should know them by the fruitfulness, by the fruit that they bear. Now, when I looked at the text, I realized I recognized three things that I'm really going to dig into. Three things that I think are vital for any created thing, which in this case, the ultimate creation, with this humanity. There are three things that are absolutely necessary for you to understand. These are necessary for you to understand for those of you that are in business. You're an entrepreneur. You have to understand these three things. You have to have these three things in place, right? If your business is going to be successful, if your ministry is going to be successful, you have to have these three things in place. If your life is going to be successful, you have to have these three things in place. So I realize there are three things within the text, or in the principle of this text, that are necessary. Number one is identity. Number one is identity. Okay. And I'm going to show you these in a second. Number one is identity. Number two is productivity. Number two is productivity. And number three is a business term, scalability. Scalability. So let me go back. So in the text, I'm in Matthew chapter 7, and I'm dealing with the fruit. In the text, we have three things that are absolutely vital. Number one is identity. Number two is productivity. And number three is scalability. Now, thank you, Atlanta, for putting those in the comments. So here's what's important, that it has to start, if I'm going to be massively successful, if I'm going to where people can know me by what I produce, okay? Know me by the fruit. First stage is going to be identity. The first stage is going to be identity. All right. Now this is important. In other words, you have to be clear on who you are. Dr. Miles Monroe always asks these questions: who are you? Why are you here? And where are you going? Like he would teach us that these are the most important questions that you can ask. Who am I? That's your identity. Why am I here? That's your assignment. Where am I going? Right? Your assignment, your purpose, your assignment. So where am I going? Why am I here? So you have to, even if you're in business, you have to really identify or create an identity. What is identity? The tree in the text, in the principle, is identity. Because, watch this, the tree, the Bible says, the text says the tree will produce the fruit. So if it's a good tree, it produces good fruit. If it's a bad tree, it produces bad fruit. A good tree cannot produce bad fruit. A bad tree cannot produce good fruit. The tree is the discovery of the identity. Okay. Number two, the fruit is the productivity, because the fruit is what you have produced. Okay. The fruit is what you have produced. So this is important. The fruit does not determine what the tree is. The tree determines what the fruit is. Okay, let me say that again. I want you to catch that. The people in the back, I don't know if you caught it. I'm gonna say it again. The fruit does not determine what the tree is. The tree determines what the fruit is. In other words, In other words, the fruit can't decide that this is an apple tree. The tree decides that I'm producing apples. Because why? Because the identity of the tree is apple tree. That's the identity of the tree. So the tree will produce based on its identity. Okay, I hope y'all with me so far. The tree only produces based on what? Its identity. Okay, so again, if it's an apple tree, what is it going to produce? It's going to produce apples. Why? Because it has been identified as an apple tree. So a lot of times, one of the problems is, and we're going to dig into this fruit in a second. One of the problems is that we're trying to produce fruit without first coming to the place of identity. Like we're trying to produce a thing, but we don't have the right identity. So you're trying to produce oranges, but the real identity you possess is apples. You're an apple tree trying to produce oranges. So the frustration oftentimes in life, frustration even in business, is that you're trying to produce something that you're not designed to produce. Woo, are you with me? You're trying to be a thing or make a thing happen, but it's not congruent with your identity. Okay, I hope are y'all with me? It's not congruent with who you are. It's not congruent with how you're designed. But you like the way oranges look. Like you like the orange. You like the feel of the orange. You like the color of the orange. You like what the orange is produced because you saw orange being produced somewhere else. And so now you want to produce an orange, but you're an apple tree, and you cannot produce, hear me, outside of your identity. Woo! Like this right here will set so many of us free right here. That the first discovery is not the fruit. The first discovery is the tree. Woo! You have to discover the tree first, because your productivity is going to be, because of fruit, productivity, your productivity is going to be based on your identity. Did y'all catch me? Your productivity is going to be based on your identity. So why is it so hard for me to be productive? Maybe the challenge in me being productive has everything to do with I don't have the right identity. I don't know. I haven't answered that first question. I haven't answered the who am I question, right? I don't know the who am I question. So as a result of me not knowing the who am I question, right? I'm seeing other people produce all these kinds of fruit that look wonderful, but I haven't discovered that. Now, here's the other thing about it that's important. When you talk about identity and bearing fruit, a tree, an apple tree, for instance, can only produce apples. What does this mean to you? This means that the apple tree has a specific assignment, right? So when you discover your identity, you also discover through your productivity now, your specific assignment. You shall know them by the fruit they bear, right? By the specific assignment that they have. Woo. Now, so when you're trying to do 20 different assignments, guess what? No one can really know you. They know fragments of you. Oh, goodness. Are you with me? They understand fragments of you, but they don't know you, because you are trying to, you've identified as an apple tree. You're supposed to be producing apples, but now you're trying to produce oranges and bananas and pecans and whatever else. I don't know. You're trying to produce all this other stuff. And so you're not really able to make your mark on the area and the place that you're designed to, because you don't understand the specific assignment. Napoleon Hill says that you should be a specific, not a wandering generality. You should be a specific thing, specific person, a specific assignment. There's a thing that you're called to do. There's a thing you're called to produce, right? There's a there's a thing that you're called to create, right? What are you? This is a question for you. What are you? What type of tree are you? Right? The Bible talks about you being a planted like a tree like planted in the rivers of water, that you will bear fruit in every season. Now, which means that you should be able to prosper and be productive no matter the season you're in, right? Because why? Watch, the season doesn't change the identity. Woo, goodness gracious. How can this tree still bear fruit? Because the season, listen, the season will change, but the identity remains the same. Woo, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. I need to make sure y'all sharing this. Make sure y'all sharing this right here. The seasons change. Like the Bible says, as long as the earth remains, there'll be seed time and harvest. There'll be cold and heat. So in other words, he says, as long as the earth remains, the seasons are going to change. Like, so you're gonna have great seasons in your life, and you're gonna have low seasons in your life. You're gonna have seasons of harvest. There's gonna be seasons of planting. There's gonna be seasons of struggle. There's gonna be seasons of winning. You're gonna go through these seasons, right? There's gonna be seasons of grief, seasons of pain. The season's gonna happen. Listen to me. The season will change, but your identity. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Facebook church. Hear me. Listen. Your identity remains the same, which means this is why it says you can be planted like a tree by the rivers of water, and in every season you can bear fruit. In every season you can be productive. Why? Because no matter what the season, I still know who I am. I'm gonna let that sit for somebody. Like, no matter what the season is, I still have my identity. I still know who I am. Oh my goodness. I still know what I can produce. And so I'm going to produce whatever season I'm in, I'm producing. Woo. See, this is the problem. When you're not planted like a tree, I'm still dealing with these trees. What does that mean? Planted like a tree. Where am I planted? I'm planted in my identity. I'm planted in my identity. One of the scriptures I read in Matthew chapter 13 Sunday, the Bible says the word comes, but he has no root in himself. Like, I didn't expound on it. I didn't unpackage that Sunday, but I can unpackage tonight. He didn't have root in himself. In other words, he was not rooted in his identity. And the word was snatched away. Why? Because he had no root in his identity. See, some of us, we're all over the place. And the Bible says we are blown away and tossed to and fro by every wind and doctrine, or by every. Let me take some liberty with this. We're tossed by every season that comes. Every season we're moving. Every season we're uprooting. Every season we're changing. Every season we're doing something different because the season changed. Not recognizing that when you are rooted in your identity, oh my God, when you are rooted in your identity, the season doesn't matter. God, you're always saying it's my season. You can always say it's my season. Why? Because the season is irrelevant. What matters is how I've been rooted and planted and identified, right? I've identified and I'm still productive. So the identity and the productivity. I've identified and I am productive, right? That's where I can be, no matter what changes. Like, you can lose your job, but you're still going to produce. My God. You can have relational problems, but you still produce. Come on, somebody. You can be going through seasons of grief and seasons of trouble, but you're still going to produce. You understand what I'm saying? The leaves, the Bible talks about the leaves never wither, right? How can you do that? You do it by this first step is identity. Identifying what kind of tree am I? And then I'm going to add this into it. And where do I need to be planted? Oh my God. What kind of tree? And what and when I say planted, I'm talking about all kinds. I'm not just talking, I'm talking about being planted. What environment, what people, what rooms do I need to be planted in? What atmosphere? Where do I need to be planted? Because being planted matters, right? It matters. Are y'all with me? It matters. So, okay, so we deal with the tree, which is your identity. The fruit is your productivity. Now, I gave you a business term, scalability. What is scalability? Scalability is the seed that is within the fruit. Let me tell you what scaling means, or scalability. It's a business term that means to grow. And oftentimes it means to grow massively. So if I'm in business and I'm saying I'm scaling my business, I may say I'm scaling from 5 figures to 6 figures, or I'm scaling from 6 figures to 7 figures, or I'm scaling from 2 employees to 10 employees this year. I'm scaling. I'm scaling from 1 location to 5 locations. In ministry, you may say, we're going to scale the ministry. You know, most ministries don't use the word, but if you do, I'm going to scale the ministry from, 50 people to 100 people. Scalability. Scalability is the seed. Yes, scalability, to grow massively. That is the seed. So you have the tree, you have the fruit, and you have the seed. Okay, so all these are important for anything that you're going to do, anything you're going to grow. Identity, productivity, scalability. And oftentimes these 3 things are missing, or you may be missing one of them. You may have identity, but no productivity. But really, your productivity should come out of your identity. But maybe you do have productivity, but you don't understand the seed. Now, seed can equal vision, it can equal ideas, it can equal concepts. That can be the seed. So you have your identity, you have your productivity, but you don't want to have productivity without having scalability, which is vision. So I don't want to have fruit that has no seed. Oh, are you with me? Okay, because it's gonna get crazy here. I don't want to have fruit without seed. Now this is important. So yes, show me who I am. Yes, give me my purpose. Give me my identity. Yes, Lord, do it. Here's the problem. A lot of people get the call of purpose, or maybe even get the discovery of purpose, but never add productivity to that purpose. So that purpose really goes back into what's called potential stage, right? The purpose, you get the purpose, but with no productivity, it just goes back into potential stage. Potential is what could happen, but has not happened. It's what could be done, but has not been done, right? That's potential. But when you add the productivity to the identity then produces the fruit. Now, I want you to catch me. This is important. So I did something I've never done before. I looked up something I was like, I'm curious. Like, I'm just curious here. And so I went and I looked up this, I asked this question in the Prophet Google. And the Prophet Google brought something out to me that I've never seen before. I said, Prophet Google, what is the purpose of fruit? Because I was like, we're always talking about I preach it like crazy. Be fruitful, multiply, bear fruit. We preach it, we talk about it. Fruit, what? Fruit, and we talk about bearing fruit. But I asked a question to Google, what is the purpose of fruit? So I was shocked because, number one, I thought that fruit was all about consumption. So I thought that the reason fruit existed is I thought the main purpose of fruit was consumption. So you get fruit, you bear fruit to eat it, right? That's the reason you bear fruit, so that you can eat the fruit, right? That's the reason. But when I looked it up, Google, the Prophet Google, blew my mind, because every definition or everything I saw about the purpose of fruit was this: fruit, the principal purpose of fruit is to protect the seed and distribute the seed. Whoa, okay, let me give you that again. The purpose of fruit, I thought the purpose of fruit was consumption, that fruit was for the purpose of eating. But I learned today, like this is new, I learned today that the purpose of fruit was to protect the seed and distribute. Whoa, whoa. I see, yes, watching it. She said, wow. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So watch this. So the fruit acts, this is what I read. The fruit acts as a covering for the seed to keep the seed from becoming dry. Hey, let me give you that again. Oh gosh. The fruit is what I said. I went through all these science journals and all these journals of agriculture and all that stuff. The fruit acts as a covering for the seed to make sure that the seed does not become dry. So, so you have identity and productivity. Seed represents vision, if we talk about that. So vision, ideas, your concepts, the dreams you have, that's your seed form. Now, watch this. So as I was looking at dealing with this, I said, well, what is the purpose of seed? So I went to Prophet Google and I looked up the purpose of seed. And I learned that the purpose of seed is simply to reproduce the original, this is an actual, reproduce the original body that it came from. So, oh my goodness. So then, therefore, if the tree, which according to Genesis 1:11 has seed that reproduces after its kind, the seed is to scale the original concept, which was the tree, so that it can be advanced, so that it can grow, so that it can produce generational legacy. Because if there's only one tree, once that tree dies, then there is no more of what that tree can produce. But when that tree has seed that is dispersed, then that tree now produces what's called legacy. Whew, I hope y'all getting this. What's called legacy that not only affects its immediate territory, but it now can be advanced and spread out to multiple areas to affect and influence and impact more than what its original place of planting is. Now, whoo, my goodness. So then I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute. So we start with identity. Then from identity, we go to productivity. But what I realized is that our productivity is actually the covering of our dream, our vision, our ideas, so that those dreams, visions, and ideas can be dispersed and be disseminated and be scattered throughout the territory or region or sphere of influence that we're called to influence. So what happens is, if the fruit does not cover the seed, then the seed becomes dry and becomes sterile and no longer has the ability to produce. Whoa, my goodness. So, meaning that I can have a dream, I can have a vision, I can have an idea, but if I don't cover it with productivity, if I don't cover it with produce, if I don't cover it so that it can keep afloat, it can stay ready to be disseminated, if I don't cover it, then listen, that seed, that dream, that vision, that idea has the ability to become sterile and no longer produce and no longer reproduce, God, or multiply, business word, or scale, because I didn't wrap it in the productivity that it needs for it to be protected. So then, therefore, the key to protecting your dream is to wrap it with productivity, to wrap it with movement, to wrap it with you with you doing the necessary thing based on your identity. Oh man, I hope y'all getting this today. I hope y'all get it. Because what I realized then is that because I would ask why, or some of these ideas that I had, why are they not coming to pass? I dreamed it. God gave me the vision. I had the idea. I had the thought. I mean, it was good. As a matter of fact, listen, I wrote it down. Like what I'm giving you tonight is the missing element, the missing ingredient to your massive success in your life, to your dreams coming true. Like this is the missing ingredient to every one of your visions coming into manifestation. Everything that you vision coming into like this is it. Because what we say, even when you go to master classes and things, write the vision, write it down, make sure it's right. If it's not written, it's not real. All that's true, right? All that's real. But if you don't have the right identity, and then if you don't have the right productivity to match your identity, then now you have left your vision uncovered. Oh, like this is making me, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Whew, okay, I'm about to run. I always say in church, I'm going to run down 23rd. I'm about to run out of Choctaw, Midwest City, all the way to, I don't know, all the way to Dallas. Because listen, this is crazy. Like this is crazy. Like, so how many of you that are watching this can admit I have left my dream uncovered? I've left my vision uncovered, unprotected. So I had the vision, had the dream, but I left it unprotected because I didn't put the right productivity to match my identity around that dream to cover it, to protect it. So it says the fruit, the purpose of fruit is to protect the seed, cover the seed, and to distribute the seed. Now, this is mind-blowing because it said that the way that a seed is distributed is because something, an animal, something comes and eats the fruit. When the fruit is ripe, that means that the seed is ready. So let me say it again. When the fruit is ripe, the seed is ready. This is what I read. The fruit is ripe, the seed is ready. And so the animal or the bird, the person, whatever, comes, eats the fruit, watch this, and throws the seed. And throws the seed. Why? Because it saw the fruit, took the fruit, ate the fruit, but threw the seed. So now the seed is what? Planted in, or it, let me say it this way, or it is expanded now. Why? Because something else. Now, if I broke this down from a business perspective, it is you get the identity, your productivity causes people to come. When people come, they then take of the fruit. And as they take of the fruit, I mean, this is growth for anything. They take of the fruit, and then they take the fruit and spread it somewhere else, or they tell, or people call it word of mouth. They plant the seed somewhere else, so that now somebody else now understands the fruit that you bear because of your identity. Whew, it is reproducing itself. This is how the whole viral video world works. Somebody produces a video, somebody else shares it. That's why y'all need to share this video. They share it with somebody else. So now they've taken the fruit, and now they've digested it, but they share the seed. And the seed now gets into somebody else's hands because what is it doing? It's reproducing. How? Genesis 1:11, after its kind. And now you have this mass reproduction taking place. That's the scalability. You have this mass reproduction taking place because you did what? I'm going to say it over and over again. You had identity, productivity, and now you have scalability. Because if that productivity is missing, hear me, If that productivity is missing, you cannot expect to get to the scalability. If the productivity piece is missing, you cannot expect the massive growth, right, in your life right now. And some of you right now, you are believing that 2022 is going to be your year for massive growth. This is it. Like, this is your moment. This is you believing. The problem the problem that you can run into is if you skip that third step. Whew. Because what happens is we try to go from identity, the tree, straight to the seed, the vision, and skip the productivity. But you shall know them by how they produce, because how they produce is covering their dream. Because, oh my God, if because think about this, you don't know unless you're like a major farmer or some type of thing like that. For the average person, if you pick up a seed, you don't really know the identity because of the seed, based on the seed. You know the identity based on what has been produced. You don't really understand. Like, you don't really know what the thing is because of the seed unless you read the package when you get it from the store. You shall know them by their productivity, but the productivity is protecting the seed. Oh my goodness! In other words, you can't say okay. I'm going to use a big. You can't say I want to be a millionaire, but your productivity doesn't match it. Talk in here, my God. Woo! You can't say I'm about to be a 6-figure, 7-figure earner, but your productivity doesn't match. That means that you have just left your dream uncovered. Your dream is not protected, right? Are y'all tracking with me, or are you tracking with me? I need somebody to put in the comments, I am tracking. Put in the comments, I am tracking. I'm tracking. Because this is gonna help you. Like, this is gonna help you. This right, like this gonna help you. This gonna help all of us, like, massively. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna change the game for us. Like, you can't say I'm gonna be this, but I see you, Sky. Yes, I see you, Charity. I'm tracking. Yes, I see you, Linda, tracking. Because you cannot hear me. You cannot say I'm gonna do this dream, but this productivity is absent. It doesn't match. I'm gonna use the word again. It's incongruent. It's incongruent. I'm gonna step out in this level of ministry, but my activity is incongruent. And I'm not talking workspace. Anybody's heard me preach? I ain't talking about workspace. I ain't talking about striving. I ain't talking about toiling. I ain't talking about grinding. I ain't talking about hustling. I'm talking about being. I'm talking about being, and out of your being produces your doing. And out of your doing produces your having. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking, we ain't striving up in here. We don't toil. We don't toil no more. We've been free from toil. We rest. But what are you resting in? You're resting in your identity. You're resting in your identity. I am planted in my identity. I rest in who I am. My goodness. That's why, like, when you rest in who you are, like, criticism can come, and it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter what people say, because I'm rested in my identity. So my identity still produces my productivity. I'm still being productive. They can say I'm crazy. They can say I lost my mind. They can say I ain't no good. They can say all of this stuff. But because I rest in my identity, all of that is irrelevant, and I'm still producing. Whoo, my goodness. Hey, Coach Michelle, what's up? Yes, I'm producing still, because are y'all catching me? Because I'm resting in my identity. So the tree is the identity, the fruit is the productivity, right? And the seed is the scalability, right? Have all of these three things in place. Because I'm telling you, listen, and I want y'all to join me. I'm scaling my life to a stratosphere. Like, there ain't no limits. Like I'm cutting the limits off my life. And I want you to do it too. Like like wherever you are right now in your life, I'm like right now you ought to make a declaration. I'm cutting the limits off. There are no limits. Yes, there are. Out of my being. Yes, Evelyn, out of my being is producing my doing. Absolutely. I need you to talk about. I am cutting the limits off off of my life, and I'm living limitless. Living limitless. No limits. No limits. Listen, all options are open in terms of my success. All options are open in terms of my success. Yes, Coach Michelle, we're scaling. I'm scaling my life, scaling my business, scaling ministry. I'm scaling to levels because I'm cutting the limits. Oh my goodness. I'm cutting the limits off. Because for many that are watching this, you have limited yourself long enough. You have limited yourself with low self-esteem. You have limited yourself with not feeling good enough. You have limited yourself with thinking you have to have all these different qualifications and all this stuff. You have limited yourself because you thought you didn't come from the right family. You have limited yourself because you thought because you didn't know your father that you can't do this. You limited yourself because you went through divorce. You limited yourself because you didn't graduate. You limited yourself because somebody told you that you were wrong color. You limited yourself. I'm telling you, take the limits off of your life. Take the limits off of your life and become the tree that's planted in the identity so that you produce the fruit in every single season. Oh my God. Listen to me. Your seasons of going up and down in your finances. One moment you're doing good, then you drop, and now your finances are now you're broke. Then you get a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, here we go. Oh, I see somebody. Then a big bill comes and it just knocks all your finances down. No, those days are over. Why? Because in every season, you're going to bear fruit. You're going to protect your vision in every season. You're going to protect your idea. You're going to protect your dream in every season of your life. And that thing is going to produce. That thing is going to multiply. That thing will be planted. Woo, my goodness. Man, this is wearing me out, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this right here is absolutely wearing me out because I've been meditating on this all day. And I'm telling you that word, yes, Charity, every season. Yes, Shanita, every season. Yes, we're protecting it. That's right. Yeah. All right. Yes, Scott, I receive it. Yeah, that's what you receive this because this is for you. You're watching this on purpose today. There's a reason you watch this. And I need you to share it because somebody else needs to see this too. If you haven't shared it, make sure you share this, share it, because I'm telling you, there's somebody else need to hear this. We're in the first month of 2022. Here's what I believe. Now I'm gonna just step out. I'm gonna step out and say what I believe. I believe that, listen to me, by March, I want y'all to hear me. We're in January, February, March. By March, you should be 10 times more productive than all of 2020. Now, somebody say, "Whoa, that's crazy." Yes, no limits. By March, by March of this year, 2022, by March of 2022, you should be 10 times more productive than all of 2021 and all of 2020. Why? Because you understand. Yes, that's right. We are 10xing. Why? Because you realize that there are no limits. You realize my identity is planted. You realize I'm protecting with productivity, protecting my dream, and my dream is going to be planted. And when that dream is planted, the Bible talks about the kingdom is like a seed, that when it is planted, it starts out a small seed. But as it's planted, it becomes a great tree that birds come and have nest on. In other words, it says, listen, it may look small in the beginning. It may look small when you plant it. That dream may look small. That vision may look like it's starting small. It's not a small vision, and it's not, but it may look like it's starting small. But I'm telling you, it's about to be a tree that's going to be a great tree in the field that birds are going to be come and have nest on. Why? Because you're saying, I know my identity. I know my productivity. And I'm going to match. Everything's coming into alignment. Why? Because I'm taking the limits off. I think that's ultimately where we're going with this word today. I'm taking the limits off. I'm taking the limits off. I started thinking about this, and I'm going to get out of here. I started thinking about how creative the human mind is, how creative the thought process, how creative we can be. Like when you look at the history of innovation and technology and how creative we can be. And I realized this, that there is, the Bible says it this way, that God is no respecter of person. In other words, that whatever one person can do, another person can do. And if Elon Musk, who can, and I don't know if he's saved and I don't know if he's a believer, I don't really know, that doesn't matter to me. What I'm saying is, if he can create what he created, there is no excuse for anybody watching this thing. We got to tap into the greater self. Did y'all hear me? You got to tap into the greater self. Stop being the flaky tree and be the tree that's planted in your identity. And let's tap into the greater self. Are y'all with me on it? We're going to tap into the greater you. Like I want to see you on here producing at levels. Like I want to see your testimonies of the massive levels you've produced at, on the massive things that you've come up with. And like, and things that you think is like, you say, well, that thing is, that's dumb. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't think about that. That's probably the thing that'll change the very history and DNA of your finances. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's probably the thing. Like, can you imagine when Elon Musk said, I think I'm going to do an electric car that don't run on gas? What? That's crazy. What are you talking about? Every car runs on gas. No, not every car. Because there's something in me that says that there can be a car that does not run on gas. Like that idea is insane, right? But that idea that's insane in the natural world of everyone else is the idea that made a not millionaire, billionaire. Are y'all with me out here? Multi-billionaire. All right. Can you, Jeff Bezos, I'm going to sell other people's product on my platform, take a cut of it. No, other people are not going to come on your platform to sell their products. That's not going to happen. Well, not in your world, but watch. And he didn't become a millionaire. I want y'all to wrap your mind around this. He became a billionaire by selling other people's products on his platform and taking a cut of their profit. Y'all, come on. Like, Coach Michelle, listen, there's no excuse for any of us to not change the very culture of our life, change our generation. Yes, God, he went out of space. You can't go out of space unless you've gone through NASA and you've gone through all this astronaut training. Watch me. Like, watch. I'm going to do it. And he went out of space. Y'all, I want you to, because I'm trying to get you to understand the human potential. He went out of space, defied the rules. The rules were, you got to go through all this stuff. You got to go through all this science and become this and that through school and college and all that kind of stuff. And then you got to go to NASA, and then you got to decide that, okay, I'm going to be an astronaut. Then you go through astronaut training or whatever that is, all that. No, I'm not. I'm just going to do it because I want to. Got to be bold. That's right, Coach Michelle. Got to be bold. Woo! Hey, listen, I appreciate you all for joining me for these few moments on The Shift Live. This is every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Tell your friends, tell your family, because I'm dropping so much heat and fire on these sessions, because my goal is to see you really make that shift from your now to your next. Really go to that place that you're designed, created to go to. So 2 things before we go. Remember, we got the book. Go to Amazon. I just talked about it. Go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon, order my book on Amazon that I wrote on Amazon platform. They print it off, send it to you directly. So go to Amazon, get the book. Go Next. Just type in my name. Go Next, shifting you from your now to your next in life, business, and relationships. So make sure you go and get this book right now. It will change the game for you. The second thing is, remember, if you are a speaker, you're in ministry of any level, you're an inspirational speaker, you're a preacher, you want to craft your message and create a message of clarity and really come with a dynamic presentation. I want you to join Decree School of Ministry this Tuesday for our master class. It's a speaker master class. I mean, this Friday. It is a 2-day class. So it'll be Friday at 7 and Saturday at 10 to 3. Now, so regularly it is $497. For anybody that's watching this today, if you inbox me, I'm going to send you a special link that is going to be for $97 for you to be a part of this 2-day event. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. Like, it's going to be a game changer. Like, if you speak in front of people, you need to be there. I'm telling you, if you speak in front of people, I'm taking everything I've learned from the world's greatest speakers that I have been in the room with, that I have coached with, been coached by, been poured into. I'm taking my experience of 20 years of public speaking all over the world, and I'm combining that into how you present the gospel, present your message. I'm going to help you discover your signature message that you're going to preach all over the world. So I'm telling you, you want to be there. You want to be there if you're in any of those categories. So make sure that you get there. And this is great for you right now because I'm doing it. I'll send you the link if you inbox me for $97. You can sign up today. Starts this Friday. Now I want you to understand. Eventually it's going to go up to $14.97, but right now you can do it for $97. So those you come on, join in, get in there. It's going to change the game for you. Hey, I want to thank you all for joining me for the Shift Live. Thank you so much. Make sure again you share this, and I will be here again next Tuesday at 8:00, and I've got some guests lined up that gonna bring you so much value and gonna bring you so much content and value that's gonna change your life forever. So you just want to stay tuned and be a part of this. Join the movement. This is a movement. It's a Go Next movement, is what I'm calling it, because I'm helping people get to their next level. So this is a whole movement that you get to be a part of. And I want to say again, thank you. God bless you. God keep you. But remember this: your best days are not behind you. Actually, contrary to popular belief, your best days are not even in front of you. The truth is this: your best days are right here inside of you. I'll see you all next Tuesday. God bless.